There's no hills on this map. It is completely flat. It is full of grass, and we have negative $350 because we started with this mower and a forage wagon. I want to see how long it takes me to become a millionaire. We're going to get the time running, ×5. We're going to do everything normal like we normally do, but we're going to see how long it takes on this flat map. You know, pretty much unlimited options, at least once we really get going here. But I do want to see how long it takes us to become a millionaire, and I thought it would be different, you know? I've seen a lot of people doing these. They seem to be doing pretty good. We're going to see if someone with, over, 3,000 hours on Farming Simulator, how we can manage this and see if we lose our mind first. Yeah, I figure we'll do a couple like deep passes like this, and we'll see how far we can go with that forage wagon. Like, I want to see how far we can go 50%, and then we'll turn around and that'll tell us, how, to be super efficient. But I think we're going to try to save up enough money to buy a pretty cheap forage or a pretty cheap silage bunker, and then we're, instantly switch to silage. And it does, automatically do it for us. It's going to be a production and not just a bunker that we have to wait a month for. So it's definitely going to speed us up. But gosh, $1 million is going to be a long ways away. We'll have to make wise decisions on what equipment we buy and figure that, all that out. But it's really just the grind, right? How quickly can we get this done? It's August. No skipping time though. If we have to, if we sleep, we go to the next day. That's kind of what I want to do. So I don't want to just, skip time and make the productions go fast, because then that's just kind of, we'll get it done as fast as we can cut grass and make silage. So let's see what happens. I think that's good to start with our cutting. So let's go ahead and drop off the push mower right here. And then we'll cruise on over and get our forage wagon. So this is our shop. We have our sales location, but we're not going to be able to sleep until we can afford a tent. So that's, gonna probably cause some issues too. Turn off loading. Yeah, so loading is on our loading wagon here. And that is working. So we'll like I said, oh, the width on this thing. That's not bad. So if we get about right here, that's 50%. Okay. So we'll get that other grass later, but we just want to get this going first. In theory, we should hit about 100%. Yeah, right there. And make our first money. Pipe out and unload. $145. So we are close to having some money. But yeah, negative 204 now. So we're almost, back to zero. So it's gonna take a little while before we can instantly upgrade to silage. But I don't think it makes sense to upgrade anything else. I think, we'll get the silage bunker going, or production going, and then we can quickly make a lot more money. So yeah, 100% full. Looks like we do have a little glitch that it's not showing in there. It's in there, guys. I swear, it's in there. But 5 miles an hour running. Yeah, we'll get the rest of this picked up. We'll see where the money's at. 1,000 at a time. I've done worse. I think we've done worse. Hey, $58 in the negative now. We're getting there. And on our third load, we are finally in the positive. I think this will be the last load before we have to start cutting again. But not bad. It's 9 o'clock. And I can't remember how to use this equipment. We do have some grass on the outskirt way behind us still, but I think it makes more sense to not go that far, because the run back is really, it's causing us to limit what we could get done here in August. Let's go ahead and stop. Let's unload this, and we will then switch back over to the mower. Get that turned on, and just kind of do these outskirts and kind of, go around. And I think that'll keep us close to proximity as long as we can, and then we'll, make our way, outward, but this should speed us up. And I'll do a little bit of cutting here, and we're gonna, grind till we get to $1,000. And then it should really start speeding up after that. Yeah, I think 4 loops right now should be a decent start. Let's go ahead and switch equipment now. Get back to this forage wagon, and yeah, I mean, a couple loads here should do the job. I think we're enabled now because the handle is pulled up. Yes, very nice. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get around an entire loop here before we fill up, but Yeah, now that I see this, maybe this won't get us to 1 million, but 1 million? We'll get to 1 million eventually. 1,000's our goal right now. Maybe a little bit more because it might cost a little extra to place it. But now that we're in the positive, we'll pay a little bit more attention to how much each load's making. I think it's like 150 bucks. Let's see. You guys probably know already. Yeah, 145. So there's been worse things. Yeah, you know, probably eight more loads and a little bit more cutting. And again, we're halfway there. It's pretty lonely out here. Need some friends. There's some birds. That's about it. All right, six. We can do this. It's almost a 700. All right, 817 should just be one more load to do. And we should have $1,000. Nope, 2 more loads. 2 more loads. I lied. I'll see you then. And this should be the load that changes everything for the first time. We'll be changing everything often, hopefully. Just 10 o'clock, not too bad. And we started a little bit late, but that's 1,100. So let's go ahead and hop in our menu. Let's go to productions or factories. I believe that's where this is going to show up here in the bottom. There it is. All right, so we can ferment dryer of all the things. Not enough money. Oh, it's 2,000. I lied to you guys. It's $2,000. I lied. I'm a liar. We got more work to do. Mower, where are you? We got to get busy, mower. We got to get busy. All right, we'll see you on the other side here. We're going to do some ups and downs near the store. I think we'll just stay in that proximity, and that should be pretty beneficial. About 7 more loads. The grind is real, guys. All right, there's one load down, and we're at 1255. You know, just a push by unloading there. 1401. This is going a lot faster than I thought it would. I got to be honest. You know, the miscalculation there of the mod cost, $2,000, feels a little bit better than 1,000, but still a little bit of a grind to get there. We're $15 away, and I think this little bit that we pick up here would probably be $15 worth. And being a flat map, it shouldn't cost us extra to place that production, but yeah, hopefully we got a little bit of cushion. We'll see. And there it is. Okay, now we have enough. Second time's a charm. And I do want to place it about, well, yeah, let's go about right there. Let's get back on this thing. Let's pick up some. And we're going to instantly load this thing up. And then I'm thinking we're just going to set it to selling because we don't really have a way to unload it. We're going to see how long it takes us to be able to afford another one. We still need to look into the price of our tent if we do want to sleep. Because we're not going to see, and there's no lights out here. It's going to be pitch black once nighttime hits us. And I think it has a capacity of 10,000. So depending on how quickly that production creates the silage will determine how much we can do in a day. And I guess we could just spend the rest of our time cutting more grass and selling grass if we need to. All right, now let's hop in here. Let's take a look at the production. We want to turn on, it looks like the recipe. We want to scroll down. We do, additive. We don't want the additive one. Additive would be interesting. How much is additive? Yeah, let's see. Let's find out. Always forget where it's at, but let's find it. Consumables, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. No, we might look at that later. But that's so much money. It's going to do 1,000 per hour. We can adjust it. We're not going to do that though. And we're going to instantly change the output to selling. So money should start going up on the hour, I think. But we'll see. And we're over here now, so we can start cutting this area and be close to the production. Yeah, is that like how slow is this thing? Silage is at 80. So yeah, it's going. We'll just see the money start trickling in every hour. And as long as we can keep it fed, we should be able to just really quickly make enough money to buy a tractor, a mower, and a forage wagon. Or we keep going so we have $2,000 more and start doubling our productions, which I think might be the best way to go right now. It's just really going to depend on how quickly we're making money and how much money off of that silage. But we can load this thing up. I did find it on ModHub. Did not find it on a third-party site. This was in ModHub as a downloadable production, so figured we'd use it. And keeping an eye to make sure we don't run out. We're at 339, so I think we'll take a break here and fill up a little bit more. once we get back to the forage wagon, and then that should keep the, you know, the monster fed. And as long as we keep it fed, we'll constantly make money every hour. And we'll have to see what it needs overnight if we do get to the chance of buying that sleeping bag or the tent and being able to sleep. All right, let's get a load here and then get that deposited. And that should give us a little bit of runway to just keep working on this area. All right, here goes another load in there. So taking a look now, we have, you know, we were close. We had about 100 left. So we'll get a little bit more in there so we can keep grinding away, guys. Keep the grind happening. Now we're about to see an hour tip over. We didn't have an entire hour of production, so we're not going to completely know, but it'll give us an indicator. Okay, 513. We do see some used equipment popping up as well. Almost, you know, I know it's going to start paying off, but let's take a look here. In the silage here, we can do 48 cycles per month. That's 4,800, right? I mean, am I wrong? Or is that 48,000? It's 48,000. So let's just, let's keep feeding the monster. We might have another load here. Yeah, we'll do this last one here and then we'll get back to cutting. Oh, what did we get ourselves into? The 1 o'clock hour will be real telling because that'll be a full hour. So I'm hoping that puts us around 1,500. And then by 2 o'clock, we can get a second one of those if we want. Back to cutting. Well, I've spent the last hour in game mowing and I desperately want a tractor already. So we're gonna got 2 more minutes to find out what, or 1 more minute now to find out what we're gonna bring in every hour. And I'm hoping it's much higher than that $500 amount, as I'm trying to just, not much more. We're at 1,100, so we're gonna keep grinding here. I think at this point I will take a break from mowing, keep loading that up, and see if we have enough for a tent, and see if we have enough in the production to sleep, because that's going to be our best way to get a nice bump here. And then we'll work on getting that second production. But, you know, gosh, just over 600 in 1 hour. So that tells us we multiply that by 24. I mean, we're already making $14,000 a day with this method, with just one of these productions. But we'll wake up at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m., whatever the default is. Yeah, I think it's time to take a break. We'll see how high we can get this filled and then do some calculations based on what time it is and what time it would be in the morning. See how much a tent's gonna cost. Yeah, let me get this grass picked up and then we'll reconvene. Well, another hour is about to tick over. We should get to close to $2,000 here, about 1,800. And we're still picking up what we cut. So the efficiency of the mower seems to be a little bit better than how we're picking it up. Yeah, we're at 1817 now. And some hail is starting to come down. So I'm going to finish picking this up and then we will do the calculation to see if we can sleep without the production shutting off. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's super important at this phase, but that's what we're going to do. Losing some production time might be okay overnight. All right, we got it all picked up. Not a full load here, but this should put us close to 15,000, I believe. Let's take a peek. Yeah, close to 15, which really we're sitting at about 7 hours of this thing being produced. But let's see how much a tent's gonna cost us if we have one. Yeah, we do. 470 bucks. All right, can't put it there. We can place it close to our sales location. Do that, and that's ugly. That's ugly, but it works. So if we wanted to sleep, we could. We have $1,300. Let's start looking at some things though. Based on what I have installed, we're gonna probably just roll with it. I could find some cheaper vehicles potentially, but we do have this mower, but I just don't know if that's really gonna help us. I think this $7,500 710 John Deere is gonna be what we want to go with, and 50 horsepower is the max. What do we have for forage wagons? Yeah, they're pretty pricey. They're pretty pricey. We'll have to look for some mods for that. I'm gonna do that. Didn't really like the options, but we do have this that we could go with. Collector's 300. We could bump the capacity of that, and it would cost us 600. So I'm gonna do a little math here. See what our budget's gonna be. We need $4,098. Yeah, I'm done mowing that way. See you in the morning, 8 a.m. That's gonna be the rule. And we wake up to a balance of $6,000. $335. So let's go ahead and do it. We don't need anything else. What is Model 2? Yeah, we don't want to spend the extra money, so we'll buy that. Could have leased, but I don't like that. All right, let's get this thing hooked up and see. It's a 4,000 capacity. Not the, widest piece of equipment. Imagine we hook up this way. Do I have manual attach on? I do. Get that hooked up. And... oh boy. Turn on loading wagon. Okay, then we'll switch to the front. And we'll want to lower and activate the mower. Is that not activating? Oh boy, what is happening? All right, I don't see a way to sell these, so we're gonna get rid of this one, and I'm gonna do a little math to make sure we get our money back where it was. All right, money's all set. We're gonna try something else. I was wanting not to do this because I didn't want to completely copy another channel, but it is what it is. I think this is the one we're gonna have to try. So we'll buy that, and we'll buy this. All right, so similar budget there. I think we ended up spending a little bit less, actually. This John Deere 330 here. I think we just drive over this. Oh, back up. Connect to it. And then I'm wondering, guys, if there's some type of bug introduced from the last update, but we'll see. Collection. We want to turn on the loading wagon. Do we need to lower it? Maybe that was something. But then we'll switch back to the mower. We'll lower that. It is lowered. We'll turn it on, and we'll see if this does improve. If we get a better result here. If not, we're going to have to make an adjustment. And it's got to be something I'm doing. Oh my goodness, you have to lower pickup. So now it's picking it all up. Okay, but I don't know if this is the capacity we would get, but that was silly. I wonder if the other one was working. I thought I tried lowering it, but it didn't work. But we're good now. We're good. Happier camper. Yeah, it does seem right. It seems like it's getting the right amount, and the capacity is absolutely perfect for this. So we're going to keep cruising around. We're going to load up the production as much as we can today, and that should really enable us to speed up now. Yeah, let's get a bunch of this cut. All right, we should be able to get back in action here, and I mean, I guess we could sell our other equipment too. I mean, it's not going to get us much money, but let's switch to the back here, start dumping the grass. Yeah, but while that's doing that, let's go ahead and hop in here, and we don't need this anymore. So we can get $110 back, and we don't need this anymore, 148 bucks. And slowly unloading there. But that should get us back into production, like I said, and start making us some money. So I guess the plan's going to be to try to get enough to go a whole night, which should be 48,000. The bottleneck's going to be unloading. All right, first load done. Let's get to it. I think what we're going to do is just do a straight line here. I think everything's set up right. Yep. And we're going to get, as far as it'll let us, if we can go all the way to the end of our property, or until we hit 3,000 and turn around. All right, so I think what we're going to do now, we're going to come back into our construction mode, and we're going to start doubling this. And we'll turn it the other way so they're not facing each other. And then go about right. Well, the dumping, yeah, that should be fine right there. And we'll go instantly go over here. We'll grab our second one. And we'll go ahead and activate it and switch it to selling as well. And we'll alternate which one we're filling up now. But like I said, the bottleneck is definitely going to be the unloading. So the goal here now is going to be, gosh, like 40,000 in each of these. 48,000 in each of these. And if we get another $1,000 between now and then, we'll get a third one. We're gonna progress. Back at it for more. Now, while we're dumping this, we will get our first hour of production in here. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much is going to come in, but I don't know if we'll be able to, timing-wise, be able to get a third one full. So I think we'll get these two full as much as we can and go from there, but we're almost at the $2,000 mark already. So first one's going to be sitting close-ish to 10,000, while the second one's still at 4,800. And our third load of the day on the first production, we might have been a little ambitious, because I don't think we're going to have enough time because of the unloading speed. But you can see behind us how much we've cut. Not a ton, but we should have close to, yeah, we're going to have a decent amount here. 9,000 in this one, plugging away, making some progress. Feeling pretty good about it. And as the hour ticks over, we're now making about 1,300 an hour, which means if we did this for 30 straight days, we'd make $1 million. We're not doing that though. That's going to be boring. We'll mix it up. Progression. Yeah, I think we'll stay pat with 2 of these though. I don't think we'll see the benefit of a third one until we get some better equipment. Let's get back out there. Make sure everything's lowered and ready. Lower the mower. All right, good for another run here. There we go. Well, another hour or 2 since our last update has passed. I can't keep track anymore. I'm losing my mind out here. And we're up to almost $6,000. So we're going to dump this one in, and this is the first time I'm going to say I need an actual break. Been about 2.5 hours into this. Going good. Let's see. We got, 16,000 and counting in this one. Over here, we have 21,000 in going down right now. So it's 1 o'clock and we're not even to halfway of what we would need in both of these. We're definitely going to get enough to where one wasn't going to be enough. So we're making money. I think it was a wise decision, but definitely going to be looking into progressing to some better equipment, overnight and figure things out. Yeah, I'll see you later. So I think the loading speed of this is going to be the death of me. I'm going to do one more load over here because we got this one going to be around 26,000. We'll get this one around 26,000. Then we're going to sleep, see how much money we make overnight. I want some upgrades. Kind of eyeing this guy right here. 90 horsepower, $30,000. Oh boy. But that would be just the first piece. We would need 13 more thousand for a front mower and about 37,000 for this. Lots of money needed. 24,000 overnight. We're going to talk a lot about bottlenecks in this series. Missing materials. So we got to get busy here. Money's absolutely going to be, an important thing. And right now we're a little short on what we need. Well, I could go all night, right? And we're going to be a little short when it comes to being able to fill those 2 up and get the full benefit of the 2 silage productions. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to work on upgrades until we can completely fill those up pretty comfortably. And the tractor, mower, forage wagon that I showed you, I don't know if it's going to have enough horsepower to do it, but that's a lot of money. That's going to be like 3 more days of doing this. So I might look at another alternative to be able to get us, there a little bit quicker, like make the bottleneck not as big of a bottleneck, if that makes sense. But with so much grass that we could cut, it's just, we can't get it done in time. And then the unloading speed of this is just miserable. So I might look at an intermediate step here of getting a tractor with a smaller mower setup, and then potentially something for bales. I don't know. Maybe that would be the best, to do some grass bales. Because the forage wagons are just pricey unless we look at some other ones. I could look at some other mods and see if we can find some cheaper forage wagons. And then have that, what I just showed you, is like our dream to get to. It's just we're gonna see how long the brain can handle this, and that's what it's all about here, trying to survive without caving and breaking and falling apart. But I don't know if I showed it. This is about as far as our land goes this direction. It goes just as far the other way. Like the middle of our concrete pad is absolutely the center of the map, so we can go out that direction as well. Just so much more grass that we could cut. Just, again, capacity, time. We're not able to do it all in one day. But one load full here. We're gonna get the productions back up and going, and I'm gonna look at some cheaper options to see if we can pull it off with like $25,000 to get what will feel like an upgrade. Yeah, we started talking about bottlenecks, and the thing that I wanted to mention that I forgot to was, once we get this bottleneck fixed, then we're gonna move on to other things other than silage. So our plan is gonna be get these two full all the time, and then get to the next month, you know, or not get to the next month, and get to the next task for that month, and start adding more tasks that we can, you know, do, which would be planting some fields. And we're going to play without seasonal growth. So we'll be looking at crops that, you know, grow pretty quickly, so we can plant them, harvest them, plant them, harvest them, plant them, harvest them, and make some money. But both productions should have about 3,000 liters now. Yeah, over here it's already burnt through a good amount of it, so we gotta stay busy. Keep it fed. Keep the productions fed. Alright, hopefully shutting that off for maybe the last time, but we'll see. I'm fairly confident we're gonna have enough money if we sleep. So we're gonna make it November. It's gonna be November already. We're moving through time fast here. I want my upgrades. Now, if I did my calculations right, and if the horsepower aligns with what it says it works with, and if these mods work, we have $5,000 extra dollars. Okay, we're gonna start with an upgraded John Deere right here. We're gonna go with the 3020, which should give us 63 horsepower. Can pull from the back, should be good. Let's buy that. So I'm actually thinking through this a little differently. We're gonna spend a little less than I planned. We got this mod here. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna buy it for 15,000, and we're gonna buy the box. Boy, that's ugly. For 3,500. So we still have a little bit of money to buy a mower if we do need to, but I want to test this first. We might be selling this stuff right away, but I think it's gonna work. Okay, that's hooked up fine. Do a little shimmy here. We should be able to get this hooked up as well. Okay, so now we need to learn what we're doing here. We should just do that. Yep, and nope. Go ahead and go back where you were. And then a little lower here and unfold and activate. Okay, I think that's good. Now let's come over here. I'm gonna just disconnect that. Let's come over here. We're gonna drop this. We're going to change our working state. All right, let's go ahead and give it a shot and see if we're actually still dropping grass. A lot of these areas are starting to come back. It is. So now let's go over here and do one of these. Okay. We got a little bit of money for this worker. Though I don't think the offset's gonna work. I think we're gonna need to offset them. Well, let's get going a little farther forward here. And now we're gonna hop over here. And is it missing any? It's not. Okay. And now we have Simple Inspector on, so we'll be able to look at the bottom left. And once that grass number gets around, you know, 15,000, we'll be able to go drop it off. And we should be able to do things relatively quick here. We got some areas growing back. These aren't going to be the thickest. Now, speed-wise, they're going about 7. Let's do the offset a little bit. So we'll do right control and A. We'll go about right there. And then we're gonna drop our speed here to 7 and just go on cruise control. Now, did we get too far? I think that might be too far. Yeah, let's do a little bit farther over. We'll do it at just 1. Yeah, that's relatively... That's working. Oh, we got past our ground, though. No notification there. That's interesting. Turn back around. When we get back into our property, it should start cutting again. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now I should be able to lock in at 0, turn around and see what's going on. They turned around fine. They're at 13% so far. So, I mean, we only need... I mean, let's just do the math. We're gonna need about 4 loads. 4 loads per fermenter, and that should be enough for 24 hours worth of production. It's still at $7,000. We're gonna lose a little bit of money on a worker, but this is awesome. Apparently they got blocked by an object. They got blocked by themselves? Well, that's not gonna work. We'll have to do wider turns, I guess. All right, back at it. We're all good. Yeah, we'll do wider turns so that they can handle that. And that should fix it. So about 33% full. It's going to take a lot longer to fill this up, but again, we're only going to have to do about 7 loads and we should be good. I don't know if I went wide enough there. All right, we're almost full, so I am going to try to dump half of this in each. Let's see. Yeah, 7's going to be about the... I think that's the most we can just go. Like, even if we did speed override. I mean, whoops. Let's see. That is off now. Let's just see how fast we can go. Oh, we can go a little quicker. Okay. But we'll switch to the back here. And we'll try to put about 7 in each just to get the productions back up and running. Ooh, ooh, brakes. Let's see how quick this thing dumps. Yeah, that's not bad. Should be able to time this pretty good. And... about right now, we will stop, dump a little bit more. All right, and then we'll pull forward, we'll put the rest in here. That'll get both of them going. And allow us to get back out there and get to cruising. Interesting little mod here. I love it. And we're back at it. Let's get this done. Not even 10 yet. We're cruising in to drop off another 15,000. I think we're gonna get through this and be able to have 48,000. That's what we're aiming for, to get 48,000 in each of these productions. So I'm just gonna start filling them up until we get there. So I think I'm pretty confident. Did notice I need to let this, well, we need to close the pipe, let it lower, and then open the pipe again. A little annoying, but you know, that's the worst thing we got to deal with. We will take it. And we are lowered, we're activated, we just got to get hooked back up to follow me and rinse and repeat. Well, we're coming in with our last load for the day and it's barely 1 o'clock. And it's been a lot of cutting. You can see we went the whole distance of our field north to south there and got it done. So this was at the first one we're passing was at 48,000 at one point, and we definitely have enough to get through the night. We come over here, we're still at 44,000, about 45. And over here, this one's going to be you know, pushing that same about the same number. So it should be about 45 when we're done here, maybe 46. So we would be able to sleep, absolutely. But we got more time in the day. We're gonna get more done. Luckily the mower's not going through a ton of fuel, but the John Deere tractor is definitely going through a little bit more. So we'll have to get a situation to solve that soon-ish. Oh, yeah, forgot to close the pipe. Yeah, it is what it is. There we go, that's solved. So we'll leave these two attached. Gonna come on over here and go right there and attach that with $10,000. We'll do some shopping. All right, the 1 o'clock hour did just tick over. We're at $12,000 budget right now, but we're gonna have to step this baby roll. We're gonna get some progress done today. That's gonna really help us out for tomorrow, and we're gonna hope we can pull this for 8 grand. Let's go ahead and buy it. I always play with allowing to create fields with the cultivator, so this should work just fine for us as long as we can handle it horsepower wise. Now I do want to kind of head out to the area that we've been cutting, though. If we cultivated an area that still has grass, we have so much grass. Let's do that. We're gonna go to the other side. We're gonna get 50% fertilization right away, so we're gonna go to the other side of the, yeah, let's do this wise, because I don't know if we'll be able to afford the equipment we're going to need for spreading fertilizer anytime soon. We haven't really cut over here in a while, so should be able to start. Will give us a little bit of room for farmyard growth. We'll go right here. We're gonna lock in at 0 though. Just pull forward a little bit. We'll go ahead and well, if we knew what we were doing here, lower the implement, hit Y. Should be able to just start cruising forward, and we're locked in. Yes, we're absolutely going to do this 9 miles an hour. And once we get to the end of our field, we're going to go big, guys. I don't know how many widths we'll do, but we're going to go big. We're going to try to get, I don't want stones. I don't play with stones. Field stones off. Those ones will just be there. But let's double check our theory here. Shouldn't really be a theory. It's just how the game kind of functions. We can see we're starting to create a field. We come in here. It doesn't work. So, I mean, we have so much grass. Either way, it's going to be fine. But we'll keep going forward until we get to the end of our field. Gosh, the width on this thing is awesome, too. We need about, I don't know, we need a lot for seed, too. I was going to say, we need 4,000 for a seeder, but we're going to need some seed as well, and a way to put fertilizer down. We're not going to do lime this first time around, I don't think. But we should be getting close. Kind of looking over there. It should stop. Yep. And then we can kind of turn around. But if we create... want to take advantage of this mod here. Remember the buttons. Alright, so we're locked in. If I hit right control N, we're gonna go all the way the other direction. We're gonna get this working. Right control home. It's gonna loop us around perfectly. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Love it. Okay, but let's get back in our first slot here, and we'll get this side done. I think we'll, gosh, I mean, with this, we can really lock in and get this done real quick. All right, we're locked in now. We'll get to the other end of the field. Once we want to turn around, we'll be able to come and finish this pass and just bust this out quick. And I think we'll do maybe 5 or 6 passes. And hopefully enough time will go and we can get enough money to buy the seeder, but we'll need seed. I was hoping to get this in the ground in November, but money's going to be the issue there. Now we can see we're sneaking up on the end of our field here. And we're basically just going to go till it doesn't let us, and then we're going to hit control home again. Right here, we'll hit control home. Do a nice tight turn. And look at that perfect width. Unbelievable. What a concept. And now we're just kind of finishing this pass here. Just so that we can do this cleanly and then control home. Oh, that didn't work perfect. Back about right here. Lock in. Yeah, this will do it. Let's get it done. I think we'll do one more pass and that will get us to the next hour, and we'll see how much money we have. Was really hoping to get this planted today. We'll see what's gonna go down, but I absolutely think this width is gonna be fine to start with for how long this field is. This is gonna be a money maker right here. One thing I am gonna do while we're driving here, we're gonna come into our vehicles and the collector. It's gonna give us a little bit of money that can go towards seed. So we'll go ahead and sell that. We don't need it anymore. Everything else we still need as of right now though. So that's enough money to buy the seeder. Everything else we're going to get is going to be money for seed. In 1 minute, we'll see what our total and our working balance is going to be. Should be just over 7,000. There it is, 7,400. So we'll finish this pass. We'll get to the store. We'll buy that seeder and as much seed as we can. I think we should be able to afford seed. Are we going to be just short like $7 or $70? All right, that's not bad. I mean, so much grass still that we can cut. Though I'm already tired of grass, guys. This challenge is challenging me. All right, let's jump in the store. It's white. Oh, main color, you got to paint it. Oh, I kind of like that. And then is there a John Deere yellow? Yeah, I like that. I like it. 4 meters. We'll do it. We'll go ahead and buy it. And yeah, we'll see how far this seed goes. And then we could buy a little bit of this if we need to. No way that's enough seed for that field, but we'll find out. And it would be nice to be able to do the fertilizer, but we just don't have the money. And we're going to go with the quick crop of oats. I think it's going to be March when we can harvest this. Oh no, I didn't think about this part. We don't have enough horsepower for this? No way. It says 60. 60, we have more than 60. It should be fine. Well, we'll struggle, but I think we'll get it done. Weird. But we can lock it in at about 4 to get a constant rate going. What about 5? What if we go here? Yeah, that's where it's going to drop. So we go right here on cruise control. And I guess we just have to be patient. 63 horsepower. 60 horsepower. I feel like we were lied to. All right, I'm going to look at my clock right now. And the recording, we're at 37 minutes and 23 seconds. I want to see how long this takes. 37:23. I'm going to write it down. We might get this done before dark. 41, 44. So about 4 minutes. We did get some more money. Let's see how much fertilizer costs. Not enough for that. We bought 3 bags of this. I think we'll just do 2 applications of fertilizer with a spreader. We're gonna have to do 1 anyways. So I think that's absolutely gonna work. So we can go faster if we're not on the field. It's just ground deformation that's causing this problem. There we go. Oh boy, gonna take a bit, guys. All right, it's late at night here. We're finishing this up. We are able to go a little bit faster because this last pass is on planted ground, so we're not sinking as bad. It's just like this skinny pass that we're doing here. You can see right here it says it's planted. So I'm wondering when we get to this tiny area if it's still going to go this fast. Just ground deformation is the big problem there. But gosh, yeah, 1900. What we're going to do is a little test and see if the box that we have over there can be loaded from the silage bunker, and we're going to stop selling so that we can get maximum money when we do sell. Yeah. But let's finish this last pass here, and then we'll test that out and see. Otherwise, we might want to get, I mean, even the smallest trailer at this point would make sense to do a ton of loads to maximize our money. And I think, yeah, we're getting close to this ground here that isn't planted yet. And we'll see if we slow down. I don't think we're going to. I think we have enough planted ground around us that it's just going to hold the speed. And it seems like it is. So yeah, that's interesting. So when we harvest this, we don't have to cultivate. So we should be able to plant a lot faster. 5 miles an hour is way better than 3 to 4. I mean, especially with these long runs, that's going to save us a decent amount of time. But plenty of seed. I don't know if we'd have enough for a second field like this, which I'm thinking about making in December. Interesting way to play, guys. I'm really enjoying this. All right, seeding's done. 200 liters to go there. So we use 75% of capacity, which isn't terrible. And it's dark. Drop the seeder off right here. All right, make sure we have the right thing selected. And then if we... No silage? Oh, this won't hold silage, so it would have worked. All right, let's look at our options. Yeah, I think we're going to let another hour pass and buy the $6,000 trailer. I think that's going to be wise. It'll take a little bit of while to make that money back, but we definitely will make the money back from that over time. So we'll be moving 4,000. What do you mean? We'll be moving... A bale trailer is the cheapest one? Oh, okay. We got to go a couple more hours. And we're going to buy the 6,000 variety here. Or the 9,000, sorry. Did spend a decent amount of money there, but let's go ahead and adjust these productions to storing on both of these. And then we're going to sleep, sell all the silage, and make a plan for December. Okie dokie. So looking in here, we got 20,000 silage, and it's still producing because we knew we did that right. So it gives us some time to work this morning while it's still in production. So we'll be able to do this 8,000 liters at a time, which isn't terrible. The oats are coming in over there. We'll have to buy something for fertilizer. Make that a priority today, and weeds. And let's see what this brings in, 8,000 at a time. Yeah, I believe you lose about 10% selling automatically, or maybe it's a little bit more than that. So that, a couple trips will pay for the trailer. When we get it all sold, and hopefully this rain passes, and we'll give you an update on the money after that. So the number's not super exciting because we were selling throughout the night and spent a decent amount of the money. But it's still coming in pretty steady here. Should put us above 15,000, maybe 16? Nah, not 16, but... Alright, time to make some decisions on how we're going to take care of this field and how we want to spend our time to repopulate the silage pit, our production. Looks like we're going to need a weeder, and we didn't do lime, but that's alright. Okay, we know what we got to do. Okay, we got some time before... Well... There's a few things we want to do here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we still have 5,000 in here and burning. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pause these for a second. We want to deactivate. So I want to see something here. So 2 additive. Oh, well, let's go to this one. 1,800 grass. It's only going to add 200 per 1,800. I don't think that's worth it. I think we've done this math in the past. We look at silage cost here. It's, it's about 365. So for 2,000, 365 times 2 is going to be $730. 1,800 times 2 is not 1,800. 1.8 times 365 is 657. So per 1,000, we're talking a tiny difference, right? And we're only going to get 60 liters of this for 20. Yeah, we're not going to do that. I was thinking about switching that, hoping that was a way to make more money, but no, let's get this back activated. And yeah, we're just going to let that pile up for a little bit, but let's go ahead and go into the store here. We will have to buy something for lime eventually, and we might do that today as well. But if I can find what I'm looking for, let's look at weeders. This is classified as a weeder for 6,500. And I think we're going to go ahead and we're just going to buy that. We're not going to... I didn't want that. We're going to pretend that never happened. We're going to go into sprayers here, and we do have this lizard one that the capacity is 4,000 and it's only $700. Absolutely going to buy that. We're going to start off with coming into our pack here. We're going to try to save a little bit of cash. If we come down here, we should see a barrel of herbicide, barrel of liquid fertilizer. So let's go ahead and just start with the... We'll start with the herbicide, and we'll see if that's enough to get this job done. But we have time before we have to worry about the grass, so I wanted to take care of our field. Oh, a little bit of seeds. I was like, what is that? Okay, we'll hook up to this and we should be able to fit this whole barrel in here. So 250, we'll see how far this lasts. I have a feeling herbicide's gonna be fine. Let's go ahead and drive out to the deepest part of the field we can get to though. I could be wrong. We could have to, you know, spend a little bit more money, but trying to really limit what we're spending here and just do the grind ourselves. All right, let's get our guided steering all configured. And there we go. So it's going to kill whatever weeds have grown. Wow, yeah, it's dropping pretty fast, so I still think this is going to be cheaper than buying the weeder. It was $6,500. But maybe not. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I think we're going to elect not to use the guided steering here. And I'll do the last one. Well, I'll use guided steering, but then that skinny pass we'll do last, and we'll try to line up to where we can adjust the width. Because we're just going to waste, and I don't want to waste. So away we go on this side, and then we can do, so we look here, we got, you know, 3 more ups and downs. 3 more passes before we have to do that skinny one. So I think we'll get maybe 1 more after this before we have to buy more, but I think this is the way. I think so. Pretty close to 2.5 passes, which does not seem terrible. Let's go ahead and buy some more. So we spent $600 so far on herbicide. Oh, did we just buy fertilizer? No, it just classifies it as fertilizer. And that was, okay, so if $600 is 500 liters, are we wasting money? Let's see. We're wasting money. It's $1.20 per liter, where this one is $1.20. Oh, it's the same. Well done, modder. Okay, so we're not. We're spending exactly what we need to spend then. No waste here. We're going to keep an eye on the production to make sure that we don't miss any production time, like it doesn't run out of grass. So I think we'll be able to get this done. We'll check on it. Actually, we're locked in, so we could check on it now. We have about 2 hours right now, an hour and a half about. So we'll want to, about 11 o'clock, we want to get back to grass work and fill those back up to, you know, the 48,000 number. So we'll see if we can get the fertilizer for December done as well. And then once we get the grass done, we'll see if we can make another field. And the planting, my goodness, we might have a worker do it the next time while I cut grass. Close to getting the rest of the field done. We will have to buy 1 more container. And at that point, I think we bought what we need, and we're not going to have much waste, which I think is absolutely marvelous. Okay, let's get 1 more purchase, and we'll do that skinny pass, and we'll adjust the rate, or the width. I noticed it was about 100 per pass, which was kind of marvelous. So if we adjust the width, we should have a little bit of herbicide left over. I think we might need to adjust our plan here and do fertilizer after grass, but we'll figure that out once we get done with this. And looking at the map, yeah, just that skinny part. And yeah, the first part we might need a full width, but we'll see. It's been a while since I've adjusted that. We'll have to remember how. But I do want to come in here about right there. Oh. About right here. Oh, it looks like it is the whole width right here. So we'll just lock in and do this, and then once we get a little bit closer to that other side, yeah, we'll have to, I think we'll just do the whole thing. It's not really worth risking it. We should be able to get all of this done with what we have in the sprayer. And I was taking a peek right here. Once we get to about the middle of the concrete, we know we're halfway. And we're past it, so we have 50 now, so we should be good. Just to burn through the rest of this herbicide. But we should be done. Yeah, we're done. We're done. We got it. All right. Let's fold it up. We'll go check on that production and see how much is left in both of them and make a decision on whether or not we're going to do fertilizer or grass next. 2000s. Okay, I think we got time. Think we've got time. We'll empty that, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to see if fertilizer lasts a little bit longer. And we want a whole canister of it. And go ahead and buy 2. Make sure this is liquid. All right. Turn this bad boy on. Keeping an eye on our diesel. We'll have to see if we have small containers for that or if we're going to have to buy a whole setup. There's no gas station out here. That might be where we have a losing condition. I'm just kind of jumping ahead here. Barrel of diesel, $900. Okay. And we can get a little bit for... Yeah, we'd probably want to just spend the 900 when the time comes. And there we go. Let's make sure it is applying. Looking good, so we'll have to do this in January as well. But this rate's dropping so much lower, I think we'll be fine with this 400 that's in here. I take it back, I think it's dropping about the same. So just to preemptively, so I don't have to constantly stop, we'll go ahead and buy another one. Barrel of liquid fertilizer. We'll have it over there waiting for us, and yeah, we'll bust this out. Yeah, we're getting pretty low on one of the fermenters, so I think we are gonna take a break. We got about a little more than half done with this field, getting fertilizer down, so I think that'll be all right. Go ahead and fold it up. We'll go switch jobs, get back to cutting some grass, and I think I'm gonna save some hard drive space and see you guys in a little bit. I'm hoping this is the last time we're cutting with a 1.8 meter mower. I kind of have a plan, but I just don't know if we're gonna have enough cash. But we can stop now, shut this off. And that's going to be full of fuel. Okay, so we're going to need to get some fuel. And we're going to split this one, and it should put us about 40,000 on each. And since we're already at, 2 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock, it should definitely be enough to get us through the night into the morning to start cutting again. All right, let's go ahead and dump half in this one. And take a little peek and make sure my math is right here. Yeah, we have 32,000 here. That should put us close to 40 there. Yeah, we should be good. It's working. It's just... we don't want it to be as time consuming. All right, this setup's absolutely staying. And we're gonna have to buy some diesel to finish our fertilizing that I want to do. And then I also want to start making another field, and we'll plant it if our new plan works in January. I was hoping to do, be able to get enough fields to always harvest every month eventually, and we will get it that way, but just not gonna start that way. All right, let's go in here and get one of these barrels of diesel. I'm kind of tempted. Don't need that one. Let's do this one. We're going to do let's do 3 of these because this tractor might be going away. Oh. That was absolutely plenty. And this, we'll get a little bit more fertilizer in here just in case. Yeah, time-saving stock check's definitely going to start being our friend here. As we can see, we're at $8,500, well, $8,700 worth of silage if we sold it right now. And grass, we still have 78,000 to burn through. So, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to make enough money this month or if we're going to have to do one more month for my new plan. Like always, time will tell. All right, let's make sure we're lined up on the right one. We are. So we should be able to just cruise forward and get this activated again. Is it? Is it? Yeah, I think this is the one right here. All right, just double checking the map here. Yeah, we're good. First field all prepped. Just need another application of fertilizer in January. Looking solid. Okay, and I do want to start about right here. We're going to try to lock in again at 180. We'll lower it. Field's enabled. And once we have access, it should start creating the field. Looking good as it feels like this angle is getting closer to that field. Are we really going to? Oh, I think we're okay. I think it was an illusion there. Yeah, that looks pretty consistent. Back at it again. All right, so the next day we're going to do a ton of silage selling here. And I'm hoping we get that dollar amount high enough for this upgrade. We know we need to do another application of fertilizer on the oat field. We want to get the next field planted. And we want to get enough grass in here for another day. So that's what we want to get done in January. But we're going to see if we can get some upgrades to speed us up a little bit after selling all this. And I did do one more cutting session off camera last night after getting the field plowed. Got that done a little quicker than I thought, so I had enough time to give us a little more runway this morning with grass. Second load going in. We're going to get our balance around 18,000 at this point. Yeah. All right, this is going to take a little bit. I'll see you guys when we're done. All right, the last load for now, we're up to 45, so we're going to be close-ish to 48,000. We'll be at like 47,000 something when we sell this. Nice, 47.65. Let's shut this off for now. Let's go in the store. Definitely eyeing this international harvester, but we want the front hydraulics. And it's going to be 30,000. Engine size, we could go to 95 for 33. And we could upgrade it later to 105. Let's go ahead and buy it there. Now I want to go into mowers. 14,000. Oh, we're just going to have enough to buy this one. Okay. What was the width difference? It was barely different. Okay, that's fine. And then we can come in here now. Well, let's make sure this is all going to work before we sell anything. Now, I don't know if we're going to have enough horsepower to do this the way I really want to. Let's go ahead and unfold that. And we're gonna hook up to the box. We're gonna see if we can do this in one go. Let's go ahead and unfold it. Get the pipe out. It's activated. Front is activated and lowered. But it doesn't completely line up. So when we turn around, we'll give this a shot for a little bit. We might... Yeah, I think what we want to do is we still want to double this up. So we'll go ahead and cruise forward, make sure this is going to work power-wise. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, now let's get back on here. That's all right. We're wanting to do it in one go so that I could have a worker take care of some things for us, but if we can't do it, we can't do it. No big issue. Start picking this stuff up, and we should be able to get this in one pass. Absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and lock in. And start cruising. And the adjustment now needs to go a little bit farther over. We'll see how that works. That's a little too far. It's picking it up, but just get a little nervous there. We'll go 1.5. Oh, we went too far. Yeah, that's working good, and that's filling up much faster. So now we can loop around. That should be fine looping. Come next to us here. Lock in, go all the way to the other side. That turned around perfectly. Yes. We're gonna get this done a heck of a lot faster. Oh, so much better. This is like 1 up and down compared to 4. Yeah, that's absolutely gonna make me happy. All right, let's go ahead and take off the worker and cruise on over. We've been closing the pipe. We'll get these populated, and gosh, this is really gonna speed us up. We're gonna sell the John Deere riding lawnmower here to get a little bit more cash as well while this is unloading. Amazing upgrade, in my opinion. All right, over here we still have 10,000, and over here okay, so we were at about 10,000. We did good yesterday. It's where we should only have to do... I mean, we might do 2 days worth at this point if it's that much faster. See how it goes. That should put us at 25,000 already over here, right? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, before we forget though, let's go in here now. Vehicles are starting to grow, so we'll want to go ahead and sell this for about 2,000, and then another 400 about here. That'll give us money for seed and potentially fertilizer. We might sell a little bit of silage later today, just to get us some money for fertilizer. But yeah, we should be able to make some really good progress here. And man, this is so much better. We're just about done here. 97%. It should be full. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right here so I just remember where I'm at. And I'm gonna drop the mower, and then we're gonna get this worker to follow us in. They're gonna run into the mower. They're gonna run into the mower. Didn't think about that, did I? But yeah, just a couple hours in game, and we're gonna have over 50,000 in each of these. So we have more than enough for the month, and I figured we might as well just do it this way because it just makes sense. It's gonna take a couple hours in the morning. Might as well just do it, and we get a little bit extra to where we do less if we really need to. But we'll go ahead and... Can I shut that? No, I can't. I can shut it off. It's going to unload. So we'll let that go. Let's go ahead and get on the seeder. Probably going to be cheesy or boring and do oats again just because how quickly they grow, and we'll learn how much we make from them and see if we feel like it's not enough, we can switch crops that take a little bit longer. But we use 75%, so if this doesn't give us 75% in capacity, I mean, that's guessing that the field's the same size, but it's probably not. So we need a little bit more seed just to save money because I want to. We're going to buy 2 of these. A 1 probably would have been enough, but that's all right. We're full. Let's head out. This tractor should, I stress should, handle it better. But look, that's all we had to cut. We didn't even have to cut much. And we can, you know, it's a lot cleaner. We can see where we've been. A lot better than the other. All right, that's not our field. Yeah, it seems like it's going to pull this completely fine now. We do need to get fertilizer on both these fields, so that will be an expense. We'll probably have to sell some silage for that. But away we go. Is it planting? It is planting. And we're able to go 7, 8, 9, 10 the speed on this thing? 11. We were losing so much time with that other tractor. What a great upgrade. All right, let's get it done. Man, oh man, we've come a long ways since August. Getting our second field planted here. Everything besides herbicide and fertilizer is going to be going towards saving for a harvester at this point. And I hope we're going to make enough. So we'll get the fertilizer done on both of these and the weeds done on this field today. We should have time to do that. That'll get us to February. Just have to do the second application of fertilizer on this field and a little bit of grass work. So we're not too far off from needing that harvester in March. Quite exciting. I cannot believe it. I just sitting here talking to nobody because the recording wasn't on. Oh boy, guys. So we did the fertilizer on the new field and the herbicide. And so now I was just giving this long speech about what I want to do here. So we're gonna have a field to harvest in March, and we're gonna have a field to harvest in May right now. So we missed April because we didn't get that planted in time. So in February we're gonna plant one. That one will be slated for June, and then we'll want to replant the field we're gonna harvest in March, and that should be slated for July. And then we'll get one planted in April that would be slated for August. And at that point, we should have a perfect cadence of, you know, 4 fields that are done. And we'll be harvesting a field a month. Because I want to stop doing silage eventually. Oh, they're full. They're full already. But yeah, so I kind of lost track of what I was saying there. But, you know, the idea is silage is fun. You know, we don't mind doing silage, but we're 8 hours in. We're already probably 9 hours now since I did the herbicide and fertilizer. It's a lot of grass, and we're going to use it as a piggy bank. We still need to buy a harvester. We still need to buy something for lime. And eventually we might get productions. So, you know, depending on how the oats pay, will really determine if we're going to keep doing oats. You know, these fields are pretty good size, but I don't want to do like 6 years to get to $1 million. That would be silly with how much we know about this game. So productions definitely would be one of the next things, but it shouldn't take long to get this up to around 80,000 in here. First load's going to bring this one to about almost 60 with a 400 liter capacity. My goodness. Yeah, so we're at 58. Yeah, we're just going to keep going with this, and momentarily to you guys, I'll be checking in, letting you know how we're doing. But I can't believe I didn't record that. Yeah, we got the fertilizer done. We got the herbicide done, and now we're working on and getting some more grass cut here to really build enough capacity to get us all the way through the month of February, so we can just focus on getting that next field, which would probably be this area we're cutting now, if not that other area that we cut. That's over by the other 2 fields. So get this back on follow me and continue on our merry way. I mean, this process is insanely easy compared to how we started, but no one wants to watch a video for 2 hours that's just silage. Come on now. It's for entertainment that we got to do other things too, not just cut, give you an update, cut, give you an update. And progression. We want to see progression. All right, we're here with our third load, which is going to put us over about 87,000. So I think, yeah, with it being almost 1,600 already, that'll be good. So we'll do the same thing with this back one. It's at 42. We'll get about 45,000 more added to that and call it a night, which really isn't taking long at all. Yeah, about 87 is where we're going to sit here. Yeah, almost 88. Okay, solid plan, I think. Somewhat of an issue. We're running out of grass that we haven't cut yet. Is this our land? It is, okay. Not sure how much farther. Let's take a look at the map. Come here. Click on this. Oh, we got a little bit of ways. A little bit of ways to go that direction still. And you know, some of this half-grown back stuff we could cut to, which is what I just passed that we're staring at there in the background. That'll give us even more yield in another month. Let's go ahead and get this going. 2 to go. I mean, this unloads so much better than that first collector we were using. My goodness. Night and day. Sure that is going in the right one. We got 80, yeah, 52, okay. Yeah, what a process. We got this. Got it down. Never thought I'd do straight line farming. That's what we're doing out here. We like curves. Who doesn't like curves? You know, just doing a lot of thinking here. We could do, next time we cut, we could find an area and cut 3 months worth, and then constantly every 3 months cut that area. And that might make it feel a little less tedious. Like, fill the production up. I know I talked about getting a third one, but I think 2 is going to be plenty financially because we're going to have more money coming in from other things real quick. Yeah, maybe that's what we do. Next time we cut, we plan on doing enough runs. Oops, to get us 3 months worth of grass in the bunkers. And then we're only doing that 4 times a year instead of, you know, 12 like we're doing right now, even though it's shorter times each time, but it just would feel better mentally. And if that's the case, maybe we just want 3 fields, and the month that we don't harvest is the month we cut grass. Eventually we probably would want 6 fields too, though, so yeah. It's gonna be an ever-changing thing. It's gonna evolve often, I think is what I'm trying to say. All right, 5 out of 6 loads done here. Just 1 to go, and I'll see you guys after. All right, hello, February. Mac Dawn for sale. Nothing in our price range, really. We got ambitious last night. Bless me. We have no clouds, but rain. Gotta love it. And a new field. So what we're gonna do, it does need lime, but we need, well, let's see how much seed we have. We have a little bit over there. Is the John Deere running overnight? Oh boy, Chris. But we're gonna double up the tractors here. We're gonna get a worker going. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we? On seeding. And I'm gonna take care of the second application of fertilizer on field 2. And by the time we get done with that, we're gonna hope we're able to just kind of go where they've already been. Oh yeah, I think we might have enough. I'm not sure how much bigger this field might be bigger, but we'll buy when we need to, and we'll sell some silage when we need to. 400. Yeah, I think, let's see if we can just buy one of those little bags real quick. Fertilizer, feed, bags of seed. We can afford it, so we'll do that. You know, we don't have to sell the silage until we need to, right? So we could do that later. So yeah, 80% should be enough. So what I'm gonna do is just get close to this field, and I'm hoping these fields aren't too close to each other, but they shouldn't be. Just hit H. I'm gonna let her do her job, and we're gonna get in the John Deere, get the sprayer. Actually, we need some money. We need some money, so we'll get this out of the way. Yeah, and that'll give them some time to get ahead of me too with the planting as they're getting going there. We do like 1 or 2 loads just to be safe here. We'll make sure it's silage. 47,000 in each of them right now. That makes sense. We knew it'd be about 48,000. So is this our first day of full production? It is. All right, I want to know. We're just going to sell it all. It's going to take some time. We're going to sell it all. And about almost 3,000 per load. I think the rain is slowing them down a little bit. Glad it's them and not me. Only 2 loads done, but I'll see you guys in a little bit. It's going to be about 18,000. So we have this last one that's not completely full as we start on taken from this one. About 18,000 per bunker, which gives us about 36,000 a day. We'll take it. Numbers are weak when we're talking about millions. Getting to 1 million, though. They're going to be done with this planting before we even get a chance to get out in the field, which is completely fine. And last load for the day coming in. So yeah, we'll get about 36,000, which gives us plenty for that harvester I was looking at. And the way we're going to do it, our real capacity is 8,000 right now, because we're just going to use follow me next to it. Yeah. Them's the plans. Go ahead and drop that there, get hooked up to this. We don't need herbicide yet, so we'll want to unload that like so. We'll fill up what we have with fertilizer, and we're going to need more because we're going to want to do the field that's getting planted now as well. Yeah, let's go ahead, and at this point, I think we can just order a full thing of liquid fertilizer, and that'll last as long as it does. Plenty of money for that harvester, plenty of money for the seed and everything, and probably should have looked into something for lime, but we could do that in March. Yeah, you're almost done. Beautiful. Just doing the headlands now. So by the time we get done with this, I should just be able to jump right on that field with some more fertilizer and make it so. Away we go. And we've talked about this enough. I'll probably see you guys in March. We see a crop ready to harvest. Let the fun begin. Let's go in here to combines, harvesters, and we got a couple options. We got this $14,000 one, but we're going to go after this because it's a little bit bigger. Let's make sure we do have the combination here. 2,800, 4 meters. I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's going to be pretty nice with what we have going. But before we get started with that, we do need to get the second application of fertilizer started, so we'll have a worker take care of that for us. I mean, we still have $19,000. We need to buy a spreader, but we're gonna make some money right now, so let's go ahead and get in this field. Go ahead and just hit H. Oh, I guess we have it configured already, so we're gonna have to go back to AI worker and then hit H. We'll let her do her job. We'll get the international harvester all hooked up to the grain cart. We do have some crop damage, which is gonna cause us to lose a little bit, but not too bad. All right, we got this all hooked up. Now we just need to get behind the harvester. Now, will it follow it when it's off? I don't remember. It will. So we're going to want to go over a good amount. And, yep, let's hop in here. This all going. And then we'll want to go forward. Collision. Let's give you a shot here. Forward more. Over a little bit more. 5 might be good. And just a hair more forward. And just a hair over. Okay. All right. Let's get out to the field. They should be attempting to follow us. They have enough speed to catch up. They don't, so that's good. This thing cruises. So 8,000 is the capacity in the trailer, so every 8,000 will stop and unload and sell. Let's go ahead and lower. Get ready here. We'll go ahead and turn it on. And are they going to block us? They don't see what we're doing, do they? All right, we're gonna do a little trickster here. We're gonna loop around like this, get ahead of them a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of passes with this small header, but boy, oh boy. Dropping swath. Let's go ahead and get our guided steering enabled here. And is that going to do it? Let's see. All right, we need them a little bit farther forward. We'll go 10. We'll see if that works. As we catch up here. Just about perfect. And then we'll be able to use the other setup to pick up the straw and sell it. And we can see 2% full. I mean, it's not filled up very fast, but I mean, we get like 5,000. So each load should be, I think it's about $16,000 per load. But yeah, oats don't yield that great. So that's the one problem with using oats for this. And look at the size of the grass area was just about perfect for this, not driving over the crop at all. All right, let's get focused to get her done. All right, so about 1,500 on that pass. And this little section here on the front, we're going to absolutely harvest that last. We can do the other direction, I believe, and get by the issue with us not being in our field. So, you know, could probably do math on those lines, but this is going to take a little while to do this harvest. I'm hoping I originally was hoping it was going to bring in about 100,000, but I don't think we're going to get quite to 100,000. Magically, they finished with just enough fertilizer. We're going to have to switch to beans. This is definitely not going to pay out as much, even if we did produce flour from it. Let's look at that. And it's not even a 1-to-1 ratio, right? So we go to oats. They're going to pay about 2,000. Flour's going to pay 2,500. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to have to go to beans. And 3,700, they yield a lot better. I mean, trying to remember the calculation. So we get 2 bean harvests in a year, or we can get 3 oat harvests in a year. So, you know, the math there, we were wanting to harvest every month, but to do that, we would need, what, 6 fields? And we could do that. We could grow to that. You know, we have 3 on this side. We could put 3 on the other side. And if we're going to do that, we might as well mix it up so we're not staring at the same crop all the time, too. And maybe we do look into productions. You know, oats probably is the worst when it comes to trying to produce flour. Yeah, stuff to think about. So this should bring in just under 16,000. And we still have another, 36,000 sitting in here right now of silage that we could make. And we are going to get money from the straw as well. Yeah, at this rate, I think we're going to be lucky to fill this up again. So, we learned. I thought the field was bigger than it was, I think. Thought oats would be solid. Everyone's probably like, why did you do it oats? It doesn't pay well. It doesn't pay well. It pays well, just doesn't yield well. It's kind of the reality there. Though the beans are they yield better, and they're about twice the amount that you make. So live and learn, guys. Live and learn. All right, back at it. Kind of see the white lines. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more passes after this one to do. Yeah, we're not going to fill that up. We'll get close to filling it up. So it'll be our runway. Gets us started. It's going to be able to fund some other things, but we'll definitely be planting beans next go around. All right, our first load getting dumped. It's going to be a little bit more than 4 loads, I believe. And we were at 51,000 when we started. So not a ton. Not a ton. So about 8,000 more. Yeah. Not the best. Not the best plan. And we're dumping in our last load here. This harvest is going to bring us to 62,000. I mean, could have been a lot worse. With the silage we have, I mean, we're close to pushing 100,000 right now. We're going to buy some solid fertilizer for the first time and some seeds. That filled up. Get this filled up and get back to planting. Not terrible. Looks like the fertilizer is dropping a little quicker than the seeds. Just make sure this is all taking, though. Crop type is working. Fertilizer is working. All right, I think this is a solid new plan. And these other fields aren't as big, so definitely needed. Was hoping this was going to fund buying a flour production, and not the baby one, and it didn't. And so we will adjust. I think this is a much better plan. Oh boy, guys. I forgot to do lime. I forgot to do lime. Okay, let's pull over. We got it lifted. Let's go ahead and head back in. We don't have it lifted. Now we have it lifted. Oh, we can't drive through that. Oh, this one's safe to drive through. Yeah, no crop destruction there. Oh, silly mistakes. Silly, silly mistakes. Okay, we're gonna go with the cheap one. I've used it a lot. We're gonna have to fill up a lot. Well, maybe we don't have to. This one doesn't do fertilizer. Oh, it doesn't even do lime. So, we're spending some cash. We have it. All right. And I didn't check the capacity on that, but that's what we're doing. And we're gonna buy 4 bags of lime. And we'll get what, you know, what's on the field that's not planted will definitely get the yield bonus, but what we already planted is not. Could cultivate over it, but not that big of a deal. And I don't think this is going to be enough lime, but we'll give it a shot. Probably be beneficial to start using this for fertilizer and just the sprayer for herbicide moving forward too. Could even save money and buy a weeder. Decent width for this field size, but it's dropping fast. Just under 2,000 on that pass. Not terrible. Not great. Again, let's make sure it's actually working. It is. Well, it's covering it. Is it actually... It is going to take it. Okay, I didn't know that. No loss at all then. I'm glad we did this. Because I was debating. I was like, well, I missed my opportunity. Might as well not do it. I mean, I'm like 99.9% sure this won't work. Yeah, okay. It's already germinated, it won't work. All right, I think it's time for me to take a real life break and get back to planting after that. So I was wondering how long it was gonna take me before I started feeling the itch of this is just ugly out here. Like, when am I gonna want to spend money on making it look better? And we're getting to that point, and we don't have a lot of cash, but you know, just kind of thinking through as I'm doing each of these jobs, and I am deciding to get a little bit of grass going because it was out, and we are gonna do like a full 3 months worth here in April, but I wanted to get a little bit going overnight. We have about $40,000 worth of silage right now, and wanted to just make sure the productions are still running. Yeah, I think this is going to be a longer, and I, you know, was debating, is it 1 video? Is it 2 videos? We're gonna find out. I'm gonna do a couple more months and then edit it down. Like, you guys are getting the inside information here, and kind of see how long it is. And I don't want this to be like a 4-hour single video. I was trying to do about 2 hours. So I don't think we're quite there yet, but we're getting close to being there. Let's dump the rest in this one. We'll get both of them going, and I think I'll do 1 load per to get us through the night. But yeah, I mean, we got the soybeans planted. We'll have to do fertilizer and herbicide in the morning because I decided to switch to this just to kind of, believe it or not, mix it up. Interesting setup here. Talked about early, like how long it would take me to go crazy. It's so tedious, guys, but it's fun. It's definitely something I haven't done before. I've never just like gone this big on these start from scratch builds and being a flat map and having a ton of land. You know, the 5 and 5 challenge that we re-released the super cut for, the mega cut, ultra cut. It was something similar. You know, we did a ton of silage in that, and that was for 5 million. And just kind of feeling like we've been doing a lot of scenes and not talking a lot. So I wanted to kind of give my thoughts. Like, originally was like, let me do a video getting to 1 million, and then I want to do one getting to 5 million, and then I want to do one getting to 20 million. We're 10 hours into this already. 10 hours into it, so we'll see how it goes. Like, man, I want some barns though. I want a house. I want some animals. I just don't think they're profitable quick enough. And like, thinking about the scaling and like how long a single task can keep your brain engaged, doing you know, enough with just the riding lawnmower makes this like even, oh, I might be spending the same amount of time, if not more. It just seems like it goes by faster because we're doing more per run. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's early for me. I jumped on here to get some progress. Yeah, I think that'll be good on this one, and then we'll do one more load, and then we'll sleep and do our full run before we get our next soybean field going. Yeah, I think what we do is just get through July and do these like annual videos. The concern with that was that we're gonna do year 2 and we're like instantly gonna get to 1 million, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm way ahead of myself. Like if we stop spending and stop doing upgrades, we can get to 1 million pretty quick. But I like the progression, so I want to make sure we keep progressing. All right, that's on. Follow back to the case or the International Harvester here. Oh, just International. Oh, the International Harvester is the brand. Yep. All right, last load for March, and we'll make it April. All right, so 20,000 to run overnight should be plenty in this one, and it should be about 20,000 in here as well, a little bit more. And then we're gonna learn if we feel that putting this back to selling hurts us too much. We're gonna do some math in the morning and see how we feel about it before we start on the 3-month worth of a run here. All right, shut everything down, get some sleep, get to April. All right, let's come over here and take a look. Look at those heaps here. Missing material, so it wasn't enough. That's okay. So we have 75,000 in each of these, which is going to be, in time-saving stock check, about $56,000. So we're at 12. I'm going to, I'm a calculator guy. I need to start showing these. I need to get better with graphics, guys. So we're going to put 12,727 in here. 56,000. About 57,000 is what we're looking at, right? I think we're going to lose... Well, we have to wait an hour, don't we? We have to wait an hour. All right, so we're just going to get rolling. And when that hour comes, we'll know. But we are going to get, well, I guess I'll clear my thing. 48,000 times 3. We're going to want about 144,000 in each of those. Hopefully we have time to make another field here. If we don't, that's okay. Figure it out. But yeah, that'll be nice because May, June, July, that puts us through the rest of the first year. This will be the last time I have to do grass cutting in year 1 here. And get this back activated, and we can start rolling. 288,000 liters of grass to be picked up today. And you're not lined up right all of a sudden. Oh, you're lifted. That's all right. We can pick that up later. Okay. Enjoy. I don't know what you're enjoying, but enjoy it. Those of you who have been around the Socks Way Up Farming Sim channel for a while know I, for lack of better terms, talk out of my butt a lot. I just did the math. It's 20 loads. We're not doing that. I think I would rather just get these up to 48,000 each day in the morning and then work on everything else. I think that just makes sense. It's just going to be, this is what we do. And it gives me a break to do other things. And eventually, like I said, we want to move away from silage, but I don't think it makes sense yet. But I'll get these up and going, and then only have to do about 3 loads each. So 6 more loads after this. Sounds way better than 18. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the chaos. Inconsistent chaos. But we have fun. That's what it's all about. So I'm hoping to have this video out tomorrow. You guys have no idea what day it is here, while I'm recording. But so I'm hoping when this video drops, I'm working on tilling up a little area for a garden in my real property. And over this journey of being laid off and looking for a new job and pushing really hard on the YouTube channel, I've learned from comments that we have a lot of people that are, you know, either small farmers or, well, we have a variety of everything, it seems, in the farming world, in the agricultural world, that follow the channel and comment a lot, but a lot of homesteaders as well. And that's kind of what I want to try to like baby step into. Been watching a lot of videos about planting potatoes, planting lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, you know, you name it, a lot of vegetables, some sweet corn. I might do a little bit of sweet corn this year. And I mean, I don't know, it's really going to depend on if I can get that the little baby tiller that I have going. It's like a push tiller. Or I'm going to have to dig up the little plots by hand. But anyways, just like would love some comments on like what you guys are growing, when you're planting them, how it goes, what you know, little tips maybe for getting started. My real plan is to just have the ability to go out and, you know, get some lettuce of our own, some cucumbers of our own, and in like 3 or 4 months, some potatoes, and then try to cure them and make them last through winter potentially. Multiple reasons why I want to do it. I find it super interesting. I feel like it would be a little bit healthier, and I feel like it would be a whole heck of a lot cheaper. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. We have a pretty amazing community. But yeah, I would love some tips and tricks and gotchas and things to look out for. And I know every like location where people are growing is going to be a little different, but you know, up in the Upper Peninsula here, it's, you know, just about time. The ground's finally completely thawed. Probably not even completely yet, but there's a lot of moisture out there still in our grass areas, so you know, we have a different window up here, but I don't want to miss it. All right, we're about 4 minutes away. Let's see what time saving stock check says now. 57, above 57, almost 58,000, you know, and growing. Wish you could just have a refresh button on here. So yeah, 2 minutes in game, we'll see that dollar amount. I mean, we're hoping 715 plus 57,771. So we should be about 70,000. Everything below 70,000 is what we're going to lose. I think it's 20%. But it might be only 15. Yeah, so we lost about $7,000 out of 57. Is that worth my time of moving it? And I like the idea of constantly seeing the dollar amount go up. Like, I was tempted to add a mod that changes that, but I think that's a little bit cheaty. Yeah, I don't want to move that much silage. I want to progress more. So in the you know, give and take a little bit. Oh, I didn't want to turn that direction. I wanted to turn to the right. I did turn to the right. They should have been able to handle that. I just tested it. That was weird. I'm a rambler this morning, guys. So $60,000 right now. After we get done mowing, I think we're gonna buy something. It's time to buy something. 6 hours on this tractor already. Phew. I was gonna buy a greenhouse next, but I think what I want to do is save up for a little bit more money to improve this setup. So it's gonna take us about a little over 2 hours in game to do this every morning. I want to decrease that amount. So I want to be able to get a more powerful tractor that can pull a bigger forage wagon. Because I feel like if we could just do, you know, one run, fill up like 35,000 instead of 15,000, we're not stopping as often, and we'll get it done a lot faster. So that's the plan. All right, this is where we're going to learn if we have enough time to do what we want to do today. We want to get another field going. And at minimum, we want to do lime and planting. And now we know we can afford... Oh, let's shut this off too. Actually, let's get this going on weeds. Whoops, wrong thing. But we know we can afford to do the fertilizer and seed at the same time. And no more liquid. Well, we probably want to get through the liquid fertilizer that we have. Can I combine these? Let's see. 1 liter, huh? Boy. No, there's 2 of these. Yeah, we're just gonna get through that. So we're gonna go to the field that we just planted last month. You can see there's weeds as well, so we'll have to spray it. But I'm gonna get the worker going on this while I create the next soybean field. And I think that'll be the best route to go, and then we'll just have to pay attention to refilling them when we need to. That's just gotta be so much more money, right? I hope so. Alright, we're not gonna waste our grass. We are gonna go out to the area that we just cut. So, I mean, eventually we're gonna run out of the ability to do a bunch. I'm trying to keep this middle to where we can keep that grass, but if we make 3 more fields, we're really gonna limit ourselves on grass, which I don't know if I don't mind that. But I think I see a natural field that I want to make right here. So, you know, we'll cruise up about right here. I'm going to back up a little bit, try to get a little bit more straight. We get off our field, get close to 180 here, lock in, lower, allow fields. Perfect. All right. And I think I am going to go to that little sliver of grass. Is that going to be big enough? Maybe we'll go one more pass past that. And I think that would be a wise move. Slow going. They got about 151 liters left. Trying to see. I guess I could pop in the map and see how they're doing. The weeds off. Ah, yeah, they're going to need loaded. That's weird. Could I have done both applications of fertilizer on the same day? I don't know why I did that. Interesting. But yeah, well, I'm keeping an eye on their fertilizer as it drops, and gonna keep using this screen, but it looks like they just have the main headland after that. Yeah, I've lost track. I mean, each of those fields are a different size, so I don't know. Oh, it'd be so nice to just go straight over there. Crop destruction. Well, we have shown a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna save some hard drive space at this point. I'm gonna get the soybeans planted. We're almost done cultivating. And then, you know, the weeds sprayed over here. And then I'll join you towards the end of April. Well, it's 1600 here in April, just about. We're getting back on the mower because we got everything done. We got the field planted. We got the soybeans over there. We've got the herbicide and the fertilizer done on the soybean field over there. We also got herbicide done on this field. So the plan is now to get enough to get through, because May's going to be busy. May's going to be busy doing a harvest and replanting, so we're going to get enough grass to get through at least this time in May. We got 37,000 in each. Excuse me, voice going there. 37,000 in each of the bunkers right now. So what I'm going to do is a load for each, and that should be plenty. That'll get us to at least 1,600 when we get done with the harvesting and replanting, and I think that will be, you know, the wise way to do it. So I'll keep you updated. $64,000. The money's it's not going up much, you know, selling every hour, but it's slowly going up, and we were spending a lot on workers too, so kind of evens out, and we'll get a good bump in the morning. You know, the laziness is probably going to be a bad idea with selling the silage when we have the ability to, you know, move it and sell it ourselves, but I want to move faster, and, you know, lazy man wins, I think is my new saying. It's not a good thing all the time, but that's why we become automation experts too, because we're lazy and we want things done for us all the time. That's how my brain works, guys. All right, I'm gonna stay focused. We got another harvest to feature. We'll see how much money we make off of that, and, you know, right now we're trying to save up for a bigger tractor that can cut in the front and pull a bigger forage wagon on the back. I don't think I'll get rid of either of these because I'm absolutely itching for a third tractor at this point. And that would be nice to have, but we don't have a harvester for it. I'm keeping an eye on all this stuff. Seeing what kind of deals pop in here. I guess we could have got this thing, huh? Yeah. All right, guys, keep you updated. Having fun with this still. Mixing it up. Making it not feel like the same thing, like cutting grass all of a sudden after planting. Feels kind of nice, not gonna lie. Pretty fun way to play. I get it. It's pretty fun. We're gonna make it pretty eventually, though. And just double checking that our math was correct here. We have 37,000. This is going to put us well above 50, and we know 48,000 a night works in here, so, or a full 24-hour cycle. So yeah, doing one more cut of that should give us plenty of leeway in May. All right, I think that's going to do it. We do need fuel, probably in both vehicles at this point. Let's go ahead and we'll drop that here like we've been doing. And we'll have that grass to pick up in the morning when we get back, or not morning, but afternoon when we get back to cutting. But have them follow us in. That might not work though. Are they going to run into that? Ah, we'll get it. We'll bring it in. But we'll get this over here, buy some diesel, and get prepped for the next harvest in the morning. Hey, they did it. They pulled it off. And this needs to go in... Oh, you can tell by the size. I love it. I haven't even paid attention to that. It needs to go in the far one. And perfect. Yeah, let's buy that diesel so we don't forget. Our liftable pallets, we'll go ahead and... I guess we could get this bigger one. And then we'll hop back in the International, get that filled up. And we're going to have to get a repair station. I think that's something we will need to buy because maintenance is going to eventually become an issue here. Yeah, that did top it off. Perfect. All right, this we can detach. No, we're going to keep this attached because we're going to actually... Yeah, let's get to the morning because we're going to do it. We're going to do it more wise. We're going to have all three going here in the morning. $85,000. Let's see what's in the sales. We have to get through this weather in the morning here. Oh, I thought those were the sales. Oh. Ooh. It only comes with 9... Oh, we can't afford it. I was going to say, I want the big horsepower. But what's the savings on this? 19%? Has the attacher already? Might regret that. I think we're going to pass on that. I don't know if this type of rain is going to cause crop destruction. Let's get out to the field. We can see the field we're going to harvest in June right next to us. We'll have to do another application of fertilizer out there. But let's get this all prepped. Does this thing need unfolded? Unload here, pipe in. I don't think it does. Definitely a smaller field than our first one we harvested. Yeah, you can see the difference. So... I mean, I don't even know if we're going to need to... I don't think we'll get... Well, obviously aren't going to get 2 loads. All right, so we get that there. Oh, we might as well drop off this 800 grass and not lose it. And what do we have in here? Let's do some 20,000. Just about 20,000. Yeah, so we got plenty of time. They'll burn through about 2,000 an hour in day, I believe, if we remember right. So that gives us about 10 hours in game. We got the pipe in, we got it lowered and activated now. It's not activated yet. And we might have to make a small adjustment on this to make sure it's picking up correctly. Well, it should be the same setup as we had with the mower. So it should just be able to hit the follow me right here. And that's going to set up fine. And this one will get on the grain cart. And I don't remember what we set this up to. We'll get it configured again. Yeah, upgrading the trailer would be wise soon, especially when we get to the soybeans. So we'll go follow me. Nope. Hit it again. There we go. I want to go over, I think it was 4. And then forward about 6. I could probably go over a hair more. I think that'll do it. So now let's double check this is not activated. Get it activated now. Follow the Massey Ferguson. Yep, that's what we want. Now, activate the header. Cruise in here. Are we close enough to get this? We are. And we lost our worker here. For some reason. Follow that. That's activated. This one. Oh, okay, I had to push it twice. Where are you going? I'm confused. Why would you line up that far? We'll see if they get over here. Maybe that was just their approach. But we need to come over here and go a little farther forward. It might have been 10 that we had them ahead of us. Okay, so that's going good. And they're now picking up. Okay, I don't know why they did that route to start with, but this will work. The rain is gone. And we're off. So there's one pass. We have 1,600 oats. And yeah, they're going to be a little more than 50% full. So that's getting a little better than last time. And then, yeah, we just kind of loop around. We're just doing big loops here. So we can keep the pipe always out. And we're just going to continue on. All right. I'll see you guys when we have our first load to unload. And coming in on the first load almost of the oats here. See how we're doing behind us. Yeah, they're making the turn. They're catching up. We're getting a little bit ahead of them. They seem to slow down a little bit on this direction. So I don't know if it's actually not flat. I don't know. But let's go ahead and... Oh, no, that's the other thing's full. Let's get this full as well. We'll drop off both, but we're not going to bring the grain cart back because we're not going to fill the harvester up, because I think the harvester is about 8,000 as well. So now we can go ahead and cancel that, drive this in, sell our first oats of the day, and then we'll do the same with the straw, but we will bring the straw back out to finish the harvest. The John Deere. Pretty cool process. We're at 90,000. We did one selling of the straw so far, and we had a little bit of silage get sold, so should see 6 figures for the first time in this playthrough after selling these oats. Yeah, they're crawling 4 miles an hour. All right, let's see 6 figures for the first time here in month 10. There it is, 103,000 now. About 106 to end right there. We are going to put this on another job, though. Let's go ahead and we'll let go of the lime here. So that'll stay there. Let's fill up what we have of solid fertilizer and make a decision if we're going to buy more. Because it shouldn't take much more than 1,000. Yeah, we'll buy one more. Get this filled up, get it onto that field, so we'll get that fertilizer going. Should be plenty. We should not have crop destruction because it is the first month of growth. Pretty field, no weeds. And worker take over there. And then we'll grab this worker. And it looks like we will want to head in this direction. Yeah, what's going on here? They're cruising. The extra weight, maybe? Maybe it's just the field being bumpy from that rain. If we get over here and speed up, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, this John Deere struggles in the fields. Oh, what happens if we do this right now? Is it going to just send the extra straw in? Yeah, perfect. Okay, we'll let that finish. And then we'll open it back up. And this should get us to about 107. Maybe 108. I think 107, though. Yeah, 107.4. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're going to do 1 year episodes here, and I think it's just going to be two episodes to get us to this $1 million. Absolutely. 2 parts, I should say. That is if I don't go crazy spending money. We're back at it. We can close the pipe. Well, 16% full. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We'll bring the trailer over here if we need to, but I don't think we're going to fill up the combine. I could be wrong. When we turn around, we'll look in the menu and see. Oh, 25%. Oh, yeah, it's smaller than I thought. We might bring it back when it's done with the fertilizer. But I think having that do its own job right now, absolutely makes sense. There's no need with how slow this fills up to do it the way we were when we have other jobs that tractor can really focus on. Oh, that's not the pass I wanted. Getting real lazy here. Using keyboard right now. All right, guys, I'll see you in a bit. Well, I was way off, so we'll get this open. I think I have the automatic stop enabled. I do. And we'll hop back over here. They are done with their job already, so absolutely. Probably didn't even need that extra fertilizer. But we have it for the future. We have it for this next planting that we're going to do. 11 o'clock still. We're almost done with this harvest. We'll get replanted. We'll get the grass resettled. Man, we're putting a lot of time in, but boy, this process is moving fast and it's super fun, guys. Now that we have so much to do. What a difference from the beginning, huh? I'm going to preload the lime. We're going to have to buy some more. And then we'll switch to the grain cart. Blocked by object. Oh, they got blocked by themselves. Too sharp of a turn. All right, we'll probably need to buy 2 more bags when it comes time to do lime. That's what I kind of wanted to see. Yeah, 2 more bags should do it. Guess we might as well sell this too while we're here. Get a little diesel while we're in here too. And we are back at it for the last 3 passes here. Probably gonna have to unload that one more time, but I might just let it stop and do it myself, and then we'll get to lime and replanting and moving fast. Well, it wasn't much smaller of a field. I mean, we have about 800 less oats than the last field, so not terrible. Straw's full. We're gonna let them just kind of keep cruising there. They probably are gonna get too far ahead of them because I took off on them and they're struggling. All right, let's take this worker back. See where the oats are going to put us at the end here. We'll let that go. Take over this worker. And I'm interested, is it going to hold the rest of this? Like, it'll stop picking up eventually, right? Yeah, 14,000 coming in. We're at 126 now. Seems pretty solid. But boy, this is just... It's got to be the weight. How much does this thing hold? I hope I'm not wasting it. I mean, if we do, it's just a little bit of money, but yeah, I'll see you at the end. Like, looking at the mini map here, this other field to the left seems so much bigger, and we got only 200 or 800 less oats. Insane. Can't wait for seeing what the soybeans bring in. All right, driving in here, we know we need 2 more bags of lime. Let's go ahead and buy that. Do the same here, where we're going to do that and then turn this pipe. Oh, it's going to fill in there? That's fine, it'll tell us the amount. We'll come over here and just start dumping up. Let me get over there. Can I get in this one? Oh, I got an extra 7,000. Okay, not bad. That's hilarious. Let's close the pipe now, so this thing is fine when it's done. Shut that off, and we're sitting at 128. All right, get this loaded up with lime. Oh, what's still running? Don't want to waste diesel. Still grass, so we are still good on that front. And let's see what we have in there. 11 and 11, perfect. So we can do a couple loads after planting and quickly get to the next harvest in June. Getting lime applied. Yeah, it should be plenty. And we should get a better yield on these than we did the first time with the oats. I mean, we were complaining about the oats and we were at an 80% yield bonus. But still, I think 6 fields and getting it to where we're harvesting soybeans each month is a much better plan. I want to multitask more. We're buying that. That clause is still there. We're buying it. I'm excited. We will have to wait for another $35-some thousand, I think it was, for the forage wagon I want. But yeah, this is a step we're taking for sure. All right. Well, we will drop that there. Shut it off. Not selling anything. We're just going to come in here. It's ours. And if we decide to do, I do want to do some greenhouses soon. We'll have the front loader for the pallets. We just have to buy the rest of the equipment. And it looks like the shop did repair this for us already. So we'll get this going on planting. I'll have a worker do that, and then we're going to get the grass going. So we can get that done even quicker today. The seed, I mean, that's probably enough seed. And top them off on fertilizer, and this thing moves too, 26 miles an hour. Love it. Yeah, using that used market. We're up to 155 horsepower on this, and man, we can get around a lot quicker. Oh boy, making decisions here. So we should be able to do plenty of grass. All right, I'll let them get going. And plenty. And we should be able to do the herbicide today after getting the grass back up to 48,000 in each. Get back out to that mower and make it so. And we're back in business and they're back following. Perfect. Keep an eye on the fertilizer. We'll see how that's going. Yeah, back at it here with the grass. They're cruising on to catch up to us. And we'll keep an eye on the fertilizer and seed in the soybean field, but I think they're going to have enough. Yeah, and I think we'll do probably 4 to 5 loads here. And that'll get us to June real quick. I'll see you then. $40,000. Welcome to June. Field to harvest. We're going to jump over here real fast. We got this all prepped already. Just need to get another application of fertilizer on this field. Get that going with the worker. We're going to come here, turn this on. Get it all activated as well. And that's the wrong button. Connect to the Massey Ferguson. Perfect. The Massey Ferguson going. Pull a little bit farther forward. Then we'll hop over here. This going. Connect to the Massey Ferguson as well. And we're going to get going with another harvest. This will be our last harvest. We'll have to flip that field. Do some more grass cutting. And then prep our 5th field. Yeah, we're close. We'll do a little dance here so that we can get them in the right spot. Get lowered. And don't hit me. Don't hit me. Get... Dude, chill. Chill, dude, chill. Let me get started here. There we go. All right, now these should pull forward like normal now. And they should be, yeah, so they're going to get all of it this time. We approached it a little bit better. This should be the last time we have to do this pickup process because we're not going to have straw from the soybeans, but I do want to while this is going. Let's look at the used market. Another Massey. I mean, this we don't have enough horsepower for. That would be beautiful. We don't have enough money either. But let's look at that forage wagon. So I think that's the last purchase I want to make in year 1. It was 37,000. It requires 85 horsepower. It holds a capacity of 35,000. We can upgrade it for what though? We could pay more money and get less capacity? That's strange. Is it the way it unloads? I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and buy that. And I guess we should just stop and, well, this tractor can't pull that. So we'll do 1 load with that and then we'll sell that whole setup. Because by that time we should have the claws with us to be able to pull that behind us. And that should give us a lot more capacity to get things done quicker. We'll test out the claws if we can get away with mowing and picking up the grass at the same time, but we're going to run out of areas to cut grass as well. So silage might be close to being done, and that might have been a mistake to buy that, but I wanted to try it out. It seems like an awesome way to do it. So we'll keep plugging away here, and I'll give you an update when it's time for a little update. Okay, we know we can get rid of this, so we're going to sell this, and this setup's going away. Ah, I love the progression, guys. Should have a progression counter on this series. I've said it like 80 times. So we'll get that dollar amount a little bit higher than it was. I mean, that front mower can go away too, technically. And there we go. Get the pipe going so it can give us a little bit more that we picked up. Ended up being a pretty decent payday. We did get a little bit of silage pop in too, which we're going to be close to running out of. What do we got over here? They're all 13,000 and 8,000. We're good. We're good. We're good to get this harvest done. All right, so now let's go in here. Get a little bit more cash while these things are still good. We don't have a repair station, so we can't, maximize our profit here. 2,400 coming back. And about 9,000 coming back there. Okay. Now you can just chill. you, we're gonna find out if we just messed up or not. Lower? Are we lowered? Is it because there's grass in here? All right, well, we messed up. So that other configuration must have been the forage. I don't know why this is under... It just harvested it and cut the straw instead? Weird. All right, well, no more straw in this harvest because I was premature on that decision. So we'll lose a little bit of money, but that's all right. Instantly, once we're done with that harvest, I'm going to get a worker replanting this field, and we're going to do a bunch of grass with this. Interesting. Don't know why that can't just pick up the straw, too. I mean, is there a working setup on here? I don't see anything. But yeah, watch, we cut it, go over this. It gave us a little bit of straw. 1 liter, not a lot. But now I'm interested, like 35,000 capacity. We're gonna have to do like 3 loads a day and we're done. We can go like right here. And it's cutting now. The rate... Maybe the rate is less than it was with the other mower. And maybe this grass should be primed for cutting. So we were getting about 7,000 in one pass of this entire field. And it looks like we're going to get a little bit less. So let's get to the end and see what it says. Yeah, it's pretty comparable. I don't think we're getting less. I think we are getting the same. It's probably just happens to be where we were at. Turning around is not the best radius there, but we can deal with that by doing wider passes and not going like as tight as we just did to the next row. Skipping rows, you know what I mean? Yeah, night and day, guys, night and day. Let's go ahead and shut that off for now, though. And let's get back to this harvest. I'll see you guys in a little bit. It definitely says mowers cut grass. Not sure why this isn't under the mower section, though. But it also says it could do corn. Oh, we're going to plant some corn. Just about full right by the selling location, so I think we're going to dump it here, and then we should have enough capacity to finish the harvest. I am going to jump into a different save and test that out. I think it will cut the corn and be able to make a ridiculous amount of silage. At that point, we might have to buy some more of those. We might buy a traditional bunker at that point, because that's going to make a ton of silage. All right, another 15 grand there. We're up to 33,000. Oh boy, the possibilities in this game these days. Let's get this done. I don't know how long I've been talking without recording. Oh man, we're gonna do a little test. We're gonna see if we can do corn with this. So I'm gonna finish filling this up. So we need about $59,000 for a planter. We got that harvest done. I don't know if I showed that. We'll figure that out during editing, but yeah, 59,000. The original planter we're looking at does require about 200 horsepower. We're capped out at 155 on this clause here. So the planter we're looking at is the K brand. Requires 150 horsepower, 6 meters. That's not terrible. This one is a little bit more horsepower, so we won't be able to afford that. And then eventually we'll want to buy the combination and put this on the front, so we have more capacity. But that's the plan. So we're going to get this full here, which goes to right there. Okay, we'll shut it off because it was still cutting. And then I guess we don't want to sell this as grass if we don't have to. So right now, we're going to do a little test. Now, this is something that I've been wanting to do better as a content creator, is test things out before I get mad they don't work. But then I'm taking it a step further. I'm going to show you guys as well, at least in these series that are nowhere close role playing. Make sure things work before you get mad, right? Like, you don't make assumptions. That's how you grow in life. I really hope I saved before I exited. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use easy dev controls to help us out here, and we're gonna come up to this field, and we're gonna modify it. we're going to come in here, and I believe it's right here. Set fruit to corn, and let's just hit confirm. Oh, that's not what we wanted to do. Seasonal growth off, just in case that's causing that problem. I think that's good enough. And then, oh, I didn't, yeah. Well, we're gonna have to go to the store, but we're gonna add some money. In theory, based on what we saw from the wheat, it should chop the corn, or from the oats, I should say. Kind of miss this map. It's gorgeous. Oh, forgot about that fence, guys. All right, I don't know. We couldn't. I don't know exactly. I'm not an expert on doing this with corn, with chopping it. So I mean, we might not have it at the right state, but it turns it into grass? No, we had grass in there. Okay, all right, we're gonna do one more test. We're gonna get this to another level, so I'm glad we're doing this. There we go. Okay. Let's turn crop destruction off as well, just in case. Now, could you imagine this doesn't work and we get, you know, multiple... Okay, it does not. It does not work. So you can load it in here. That's annoying. Okay, well, on to the original plan. Back to the original plan. So the reality is no mistakes were made because we didn't actually buy the planter yet, and we didn't plant anything that we can't harvest. So, all right, let's go here. We'll start dropping this. No shot. Oh, it's going faster. Okay, I was like, that is way too slow. It's just the animation's not great on that. Okay, so this should get this... I mean, it's going to be pretty high. So I want to do 2 loads each today. And how are we doing over here? Looks like they're just about done. We'll get them planting while we're finishing this cutting. Well, let's decide. We have 7,000 here. So if we put 2 loads, that'll be 77,000-ish. And this is going to get to 37. So yeah, we'll do 1 more load over here and so on. And then that will finish us for what we need to do in June. And we'll get to July. And we probably will have enough grass at that point where all we have to do in July is some fertilizer on the soon-to-be planted soybean field and make our next soybean field. All right, I'm gonna get it done. And it's time to get back on the seeder, buy some seed. I don't know how much solid fertilizer we have, but yeah, we're 70% full in the claws for the next load. Going to be the last load of our first bunker. And then we'll have to do 2 more loads. And, you know, it's noon. We're tracking time pretty good here. Seed's close, but not so much. And fertilizer's going to be close as well, so we'll slow roll it. I mean, we have the money. We're just going to be safe. And we're going to use it next month anyways. Okay. So seed's full now. Fertilizer is full as well. And we should just be able to come over here. Press the little worker button. Let them get on their way. And we'll get back to cutting. What a process, guys. See you in a bit. And just dropping off a load here. And I've shut off selling because I believe we can fill this thing up with silage. And we're going to test that right now just so we know. So we just back up. What about right here? Elbow loop around. We can't. What is it? What is it all about? What's it all about? We'll change it back to selling. It was an idea. But back at it. And we say hello to July. We do have some weather coming in here. A tornado going on right now. Hopefully it doesn't damage too much of our crops and change our plans too much. We're going to get some fertilizer. Well, we're going to get a regular worker doing some fertilizer on this field. So we got 3 jobs to do. We got that fertilizer. We got the planting to do over here. And then the last thing's going to be herbicide over here, which technically could wait till August, but we're going to get it done. I don't physically see a tornado anywhere. Who knows if it'll show up? I'll let you know if it does, but we got this all full, all prepped. I did lime, which looks terrible because of the rain on this field, which is cool. I didn't even know it did that. And, you know, created it. We got the grass going. We have plenty of grass to get us through this process here. $77,000, so we got just over $900,000 to make. And I think we're going to do it. I think it's going to be pulled off next year. I think it's going to be a 2-part series, guys. I think the soybeans fields are absolutely going to do it. We're going to get multiple harvests from a handful of them. I think 3 of them, if I did my math right. Maybe 4. Maybe 5. We'll figure it out. But we have 5 fields now. So we have 1 more to make that we'll be making in August. And I think that means September is going to be our first harvest. It might be October. We'll find that out next part, but let's get this planting done, guys. I think we've spotted the tornado out in the distance there. I can't really tell now. Let's go see. I think I've only seen 1 of these. I thought I saw it in the distance. Let's fly. There it is. There it is. Tearing up the ground right there. It's staying still, though. So you just stay right there. You stay off our land. Oh, it shows up on the map now? Is that a new change? Very cool. All right, let's get back to planting. Interrupted what was probably a time lapse there. Yeah, I think it's going to stay there and mind its own business is the hope. So, all right, let's get this. Let's take one more peek back there. Yeah, you can see it kind of. I don't know if that'll show up on YouTube. Very top of the screen. All right, let's get this planting done.
Talk the talk, get me through the maze. Dazzled eyes shining bright, a never-ending space. I don't even want to know your name. I just wanna keep you to myself. Stay with me or leave me be. I want you all to bad.
Such a big field. I don't know if that's all going to fit in a time lapse, but here we are, 1 pass to go. Looks like they probably are going to run out of fertilizer, and we're going to want that sprayer, so we'll just do the rest of it for them, whatever they don't do, and do the herbicide on this field. What a fun journey so far. Yeah, they just emptied, and they're not in a bad proximity, so we'll be able to fill them up real easily and finish that last pass for them. Man, it's time to get organized over here. We'll do a little bit of organization, do a little recap in a minute. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Oh, luckily those aren't going to get ruined. All right, let's see how this field was looking. Yeah, just that tiny little section. Be able to do that real easily. The rain is coming down. We're going to get some damage on some of our more mature fields. But not much we can do about that. That should be all herbicide, so we have some more liquid fertilizer here. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so we could probably do a little bit of this, do a little check-in in here, and activate it, and that should have been pretty much perfect there. All right. Finish this up and just have to spray some soon-to-be weeds and prevent them from growing. Well, all the work is done. We started with just, gosh, what? A push mower and a push forage wagon, and that's our fleet now. We have one more thing to buy. It's not on sale, though. So we're going to end today with $75,000. We need $925,000. In year 2, do we have enough soybean fields? We're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out, but we're definitely going to get everything cleaned, sprayed off. Don't have the mod that shows the dirt. That's sad. But we should be able to definitely tell on this thing when it gets clean. Yeah, I'm just going to clean up all my equipment, guys, and thanks for hanging out. I will see you in year 2. I'm Socksway up. I'll catch you on the next one.